Hi guys, welcome back. So it's we just recently got our daughter. She just turned 2, so we decided to get her first international passport, her Nigerian passport, and all that. So we just wanted to. It's been on our minds for a couple of months now. It's kind of on our to do list. I know it's also on the to do list of most Nigerian parents. I know it would always we always assuming it's going to be much of a hassle or a stress to get it because we always assume it's the Nigerian factor and all that. We always believe that who knows how the process works, if it's going to take time and everything, and then how to get it all sorted out and everything. But we actually did at the end of the day we actually did the application and then we got the international passport. It actually just arrived. I think it was last week or so, and I'm going to walk you through the process. I know why it's very important for most of us is if you want to travel abroad with the kids. If you're for most Nigerian parents living abroad, if you want to travel in the UK, if you want to travel to other countries for holidays and all that, you want to go with your kids. You also want to. I know most of them also already have their UK international passport too. So you're also thinking of getting them like dual citizenship and all that, and also connecting them back to their roots. In fact, that's basically the main reason for us was actually making sure that they're still connected to their roots and everything. So it's we actually did succeed to get them the international passport. Now, like I said, I know it's a hassle for most Nigerian parents. I know it's been on our minds to do, it's on our to do list and everything. So I'm just going to walk you through the process and then let you know if what it takes, what you need pre-application and also post-application, and how long it takes before you get that passport sent out to you. Now, let me just dive into it just so I don't waste your time. So the first thing you need is NIN, their NIN. So you're gonna need it to do it. You're gonna need to do it an NIN for your kids. So you need to get them an NIN, national identification number, and all that. So for us, it was we had a guy within our city here that does it for Nigerians and for Nigerian parents and all that. So we actually got it sorted out from him. The NIN cost us about £50. So like I said, you need an NIN for your kids. So you just need to look for someone that does it. Or we also had a pastor here that would normally organize it for Nigerian parents and then get these guys from London to come over to get it sorted out for these Nigerian parents and all that. And then, like I said, from even with the pastor, it cost about £50. So you need to get an NIN for them. It's very, very important. NIN is actually one of the first things you need before you start your application process. So you get your kids at their NIN. Is very, 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 very important. Now, once you've gotten that NIN, all you need to do is to follow this link. You've seen the link on top of the screen here. It will take you directly to the Nigerian Immigration Service website. Once it takes you there, all you need to do is follow the prompt. It's going to ask you to create an account. Once you create an account, it's going to ask you for that NIN number that you actually the NIN number for your kids is going to ask you for their NIN number and their date of birth. That's why I said you can't even do anything without the NIN. So you need to get your kids at NIN, their NIN number and all that. So once you've done that, the next thing, and also getting them the NIN number would also, like I said, they're going to ask you for a couple of documents, but the guys there will explain that to you. But we're just talking about the international passport now. So once you type in the NIN number, it's going to bring out their name, and it will ask you for the addresses and all that. It's going to ask you to fill out the application form. It's a normal application form. It shouldn't be much of a stress. If you have difficulties, just look for someone to help you. So it's going to bring out their names and then ask you for the address. It's going to ask you for their Nigerian address and all that. So once you fill that once you fill out the form, it's going to tell you, next thing is going to be the application fee. The application fee is going to cost you $150. $150. Approximately, it's about £115 in the UK here. So it's going to ask you to pay the application fee. Without paying the application fee, you won't proceed to the next page. So once you've paid that application fee, it's going to take you to the next page where it's going to ask you for supporting documents. Supporting documents would include the passport, the international passport of both parents, their Nigerian biodata, the international passport for both parents. So you're going to submit yours and you're going to submit the one for your partner. Now, after you've done that, it's going to ask you for consent letter. It's going to ask you for consent. Consent letter is basically that if both of you, even if probably you guys are separated and all, or if you're still married, it's just saying that both of you accept and have agreed to get your baby, your kid, their international passport and all that. So it's very, very important. They would ask you for a consent letter. And if this is very difficult for you, all you just need to go is go on ChatGTP, type, give them the AI your details, and then ask them to create a consent letter for you. It will just with Nigerian embassy address and all that. It's gonna create one for you, and then that's all you need. You need a consent letter. Once you get it, you also need to upload it there. So you need the international passport, the biodata for both parents, consent letter, and also we went as far as getting a local government of origin from Nigeria for my daughter. So like I said, it's very easy. As long as both parents are from there, or as long as one of the parents is from there and all that. So it was actually from my own side. So all you just need to do is look for someone in Nigeria, give them your family member, and all right, it has to be of a family member because they actually would help you out and everything. So look for a family member or a friend, and then get them your baby's passport, and all they need to do is print that out and then take it to the local government of origin, register your baby, and get them a local government of origin certificate. That's only the stuff you need. So once you get the local government of origin certificate, you need to upload it also there. So these are documents you basically need: consent letter, local government of origin, their birth certificates. So I know most of them were born in the UK. So you also need to upload their birth certificate, which is also very important, and the biodata of both parents. This is very, very important. If you need to upload it before you move to the next page. And once you're done with the uploading and everything, next is to select a date. So it's going to bring out, it's going to ask you to select a location first. So I know most people will tell you that when we wanted to do the application, we had someone tell us that there's a couple of, you could do it in Leeds, you could do it in Manchester. And no, it's not. So in the UK here, it's just, what we saw there is just, even up until this morning, it's just London. So it's just the Nigerian embassy in London. That's where you do the biometrics. So it's going to ask you to select where you want to do the biometrics in the UK. So you select London, and then it's going to ask you to select a date. And the funny thing about that's where the whole just feels, and which I actually do understand. That's where the whole Nigerian factor comes in. It's not just Nigerian factor, because I know it's normally so in for applications like this. So it's going to have to select a date. When you actually select a date, you're going to see that the dates you'll find there, it's actually a lot more. It's very far. So I did my application for my daughter in December, and the date I got was 29th of March. So it's about 3 months. The gap is about 3 months. That's the earliest date that we got, 29th of March. So I know of a couple of other people also that got about 3 months after they've done the application, and it's actually understandable. We'll have a lot of Nigerian parents doing their applications. We have we'll be coming over there for their biometrics. We have also people coming in there for renewals. We just have, like, when you get there, you understand what I mean. Like, we have people walking in and out doing their stuff there. So that's where the Nigerian stuff comes. Not, like I said, it's not the Nigerian stuff. It's basically normal in most applications, even in the UK here. Like getting your driving test, for instance. To get a driving test in the UK here, it's even like 4 months further and all that. So it's actually understandable. So like I said, once you select a date, you select the time. We selected 9 o'clock because we know we're actually going to be in London a night before. So you select the date you feel will be convenient for you. And then that's all. You submit your application, and then that's it. Once you've submitted the application, you're done with the online stuff. Now, once you're done with the online stuff, it's going to ask you to vet the application, which is going to show you where to click. And then once you click on it, it's going to tell you confirmed. That's all. That means you're done with the application form. Now, what you need to do next is to print them all out. So print out your application form, the application form itself, print out the appointment slip, and then you see all those documents I mentioned now that you should upload, print them all out. If you're able to, print them all out. Print the biodata, the international passport of both parents, print it out. Print out their birth certificate. You do a photocopy. I know you already have that one. So do a photocopy of their birth certificate. You will need it. Also, you know the consent letter I told you need to do. You need to get and all that. So you need a consent letter too. So these are the stuffs you need. And you also need an envelope. I'm going to talk about that envelope shortly. But these documents, all the documents I told you to upload, except the only one we didn't have to submit there was local government of origin. So all the documents I asked you to upload, you need them. Do a photocopy of them, and then you will need to submit them at the Nigerian embassy in London. Now, there's a trick here. This is where the Nigerian factor comes in. Now, once you're ready for your biometrics, you're moving. If you know it's far for you and all that, just try to get there on time and everything. Though I think we got there 20 minutes. I think it was 20 minutes later, and we're still attended to. So it's not really. They are a bit lenient on that one. So now, I wanted to talk about this because that's where the Nigerian stuff comes in. Before you go there, you will need a special delivery envelope. So you can get it from Royal Mail First Class. So it's they are UK delivery services and all that. So you need it. You can get it from Royal Mail, and also you need a £20 postal order. You also need it. So this stuff it's very easy to get. If you wanted to, like, if you go to your post office, you ask them for it, you can actually get it there. But we didn't remember, like I didn't remember it and all that. So I went to we just went there that morning without it. So the trick there is the Nigerian. It's always Nigerian factor will always kick in. So once you get there, these stuff I just mentioned, you're able to get them at the embassy there. So they will sell it to you there. So normally you're able to get this whole stuff I mentioned for less than the £25. But there, they're going to sell it for £40 to you. I actually understand it's your fault because you actually forgot to buy it. So it's normal. So I'm not blaming anyone for that one. But I'm just letting you know, just to get yourself prepared. It's all, you know what, the appointment slip that I told you to print out, it's also going to be written on the appointment slip so that you don't forget it. So on your appointment slip, which, like I said, you need to print out, and you're also going to take it to the embassy on that day, it's going to let you know that the instructions that ensure that you come with a prepared special delivery envelope. The envelope is, once the passport is ready, they're going to use the envelope to send it back to you. And then the £20 postal order. Like I said, if you don't have these two stuff, they're going to sell it there to you for £40, when normally you should get it for £25, maybe out on your post office before coming in. So you need to know anyone that works for you. If you feel it's convenient for you to just pay £40, just like we did, then you do it. Then if not, you have to go with it. But then, like I also said, that you also have to come with, like I mentioned, a printout of your appointment slip, and also all the documents I did mention. Now, another thing is a consent letter. Now, if you don't have your consent letter, they would give you one there. I think you pay £1 at the embassy there. Nigerians will always want to help ourselves, so you would pay £1 to get you a consent letter. They will give you, or if the guy that will interview you, because once you get there on that day, and before you walk into the main hall for the process and everything, at the entrance they're going to ask you for the postal order and the special envelope. These are requirements before you walk in. So once they ask you for it and you don't have it, they won't let you go in there. So once you give it to them, or once you pay the £40, they will allow you to walk in. Once you walk in there, you drop your phone. They'll give you a tag. You have to drop your phone, and you have to keep that tag safe, because the interview guy will always ask you for that tag. So once they take your phone from you and give you the tag, you will walk in there. You get your documents prepared. Like I said, your appointment letter, your application slip, passport bio data for both parents, that the front page, that's what I mean. You have to do a photocopy, and you also need, like I said, your baby's birth certificate, and then these envelopes and everything. And then, like I said, it's going to ask you for that card, that the one they gave you when you submitted your phone, and all that's the stuff you need. And also, there's a caveat here. If for any reason you don't have any of these stuffs I mentioned, if you forgot to do a printout, or if you forgot it in the car, or if you forgot it anywhere, just go there. There's a guy that does photocopies and printouts in the Nigerian embassy there. So it's going to help you. You're going to pay, I think, £1 for each page and all that. So if you forgot to print out your international passport, the biodata and all that, do not worry. Don't worry yourself. Just go in there. They will direct you on there's a Nigerian cafe there. They're going to direct you on what to do. And the guy is just going to charge you £1 per printout. So it could be, you just need to send it to their email. They're going to print out everything you need. So you don't need to really worry about whatever stuff, like if you're not there with your printout and everything. So you just go in there, and then they'll help out. And then, the process is basically, once you get there on that day, they will just there's going to be an interview. They're going to ask you, just verify your documents. If there's anyone missing, they're going to tell you to go print it out, to go to the cafe. Once they verify the document, they're going to ask you to sit down and then wait for your number to be called. So what happened on our own case is, they just said, if you have a baby, come upstairs. And then we went upstairs, we sat down there, and it didn't take up to one hour. Yeah, it didn't take up to 1 hour, and then they called us. They called my daughter's name, and then I took her in there. They didn't need to do any biometrics. They just took her passport and that, just her picture and everything, and then that's all. And they just collected the envelope, the special delivery envelope from us. Like I said, the special delivery envelope, they're going to tell you how to fill it there, but the basic stuff is just, you have to fill out your daughter's name. It doesn't have to be your name, because that's the envelope that we're going to use in delivering that passport to you. So it has to be your daughter's name. So fill that out with your daughter's details and your address in the UK here. they're going to get it sent out to you. So once we were done with her capturing, which is just taking her picture, they were like, thank you very much. Yeah, so that's just basically documents you need. So once you get all those documents handy, you've been able to print them all out and you have them there, just go in and then just get it sorted out. Like I said, it's really an easy process, and then you get the international passport sent out to you. The only delay there is just to get a date. That's just the only delay there, just to get a date, which, like I said, is understandable because a lot of applications, people are actually applying and all that. So it's difficult to get a closer date. So that's just the only issue. I wouldn't say it's an issue. That's just the only stuff there. That's just the only thing there. So other than that, the whole process is they actually give priority to kids and everything. They also tell you there. So it's just very easy to get. And then once you're done, you just leave. Like I said, within an hour, we're done. And then that was it. So if you have any questions or anything, if you want me to explain anything further, just let me know in the comment section. Like I said, it's actually an easy process. Do not forget everything I've outlined, from your NIN to getting your application started and submitting your application. I will see you on the next video.